He did not ask for liberation. So, why? Because Prabhupada mentions in the purport that not everyone is competent to be liberated. Even though one may be a devotee of Vishnu, even though one may even please Vishnu to the extent of being able to see him face to face, one may still not be competent to be liberated. How do we understand this? Because somebody has pleased Vishnu. He is able to see him face to face, not an ordinary personality. None of us, we all are rendering devotional service, following in the footsteps of Srila Prabhupada. For what? We want to get out of this material world. We don't want to stay here. We have no desire to enjoy in this material world. And how many of us have seen Krishna face to face? We are not at that level. That seeing Krishna face to face is very far off. But still, in our hearts, we understand the value of material desires, and we are not interested in those material fulfillment of those material desires. But look at Kardama Muni. He is so elevated, he is directly standing in front of Vishnu. And still he is not asking for liberation. How do we understand this? This looks a little bit contradictory. If some neophytes, our devotional life, we have no proper understanding of devotional service, we have no proper understanding of the position of Krishna, we have our practice of devotional service is full of faults and offenses. Still, we are very clear that we don't want any material benediction from Krishna. But look at Kardama Muni. He has pleased Vishnu to the extent of Vishnu appearing personally before him, and still he is not having this one. He has got some material desires to fulfill. So how do we understand this? Actually, to understand this, why, despite pleasing Vishnu, a devotee may not be competent to become liberated. To understand this, there is a conversation between the Navayogendras and King Nimi. The Navayogendras instructed King Nimi in devotional service. This appears in the 11th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. In those instructions, one of the things that the sages mentions to King Nimi, they say, Smarantaha Smaratavyascha. Smarantaha Smaratavyascha. Smarantaha Smaratavyascha. The devotees, what they do, Agaugaharam Harim, the Hari, Lord Hari or Vishnu is Agauga Hari, Agauga Haram. He takes away Aga Ogha. The word Ogha is used as a suffix to various words to indicate abundance, multitude, a great quantity. Just like if we say Meghauga, means a mass of clouds. Megha means cloud. Megha Ogha. When you combine it becomes Meghauga. So Meghauga means it is a mass of clouds. Or when we talk of Jalauga, Jala means water. Jalauga means there is a flood of water. So similarly, here it is said, Agha Ogha. One may have committed Agha. Agha means sinful activities. One may have committed sinful activities and one may have committed Agha Ogha. Multitude, mountain of sins one may have committed. But Hari is such a person, Agauga Haram. He takes away, he destroys, he washes away a mountain of sins which we may have committed. So, a devotee who smarantaha, he always constantly remembers the activities, pastimes and instructions of that Supreme Lord Hari, and smaratavyas, and he also reminds others of Krishna and his activities and his qualities and his instructions, Krishna's form, his pastimes, his qualities, his activities, all those things, his instructions, a person who constantly remembers himself and reminds others. For such a person, the Navayogendras, they are saying that Bhaktya Sanjataya Bhaktya, by performing devotional service, such devotional service, what happens is that bibrati utpulakam tanum, they develop the devotion to Krishna on the level of bhava, which manifests itself in various bodily symptoms like shivering of the body, the hair standing on end, tears flowing from the eyes, etc. So why do these symptoms of bhava manifest themselves in the body of a devotee? Because the devotee is experiencing the turbulence of the whirlpool of emotions arising out of the ocean of the rasa of Krishna's pastimes, activities, and qualities. So when that turbulence of those emotions are rising in the heart, they cannot remain contained within one's heart, which is too small to contain them. It has to burst out, and it bursts out and manifests itself in the form of various bodily symptoms.